So Andre Ward came out with his pound for pound list since he worked for ESPN. And he has Terence Crawford as pound for pound number 1, as he should, because Max Kellerman will tell you otherwise. Try to place Vasyl Lomachenko on the number 1 spot, even though he don't deserve it. And then he got Lomachenko number 2, Canelo number 3, Alexander Usyk number 4, Nui number 5, Deontay Wilder number 6, Errol Spence number 7, Mikey Garcia number 8, Manny Pacquiao number 9, and Strada number 10. So let's get straight to it and dissect the pound for pound list. Now, as far as the pound for pound goes, the way you rank the pound for pound list is how dominant a fighter is, how long a fighter been dominating for, how deep is the fighter resume, and last but not least, if I put the fighter in every weight class, can he beat any fighter in any weight class? So as far as Terence Crawford, I'm glad he got it right, because the top 5 is very important, you know, and especially the number 1 spot. You got to be very cautious with that, because you got to give credit where credit deserves. Now, the reason why Terence Crawford earned the number 1 spot for the longest, since Andre Ward, the former pound for pound number 1, retired, knocking out Kovalev in the rematch, Terence Crawford definitely took the spot. Terence Crawford been undefeated as a pro, never lost a fight, never had a close fight, no controversy, always dominates. He's a 3-weight division champion. He was the best 135 fighter at the time, moved up to 140, unified the division. Matter of fact, he became the undisputed champion at 140. Dominated the whole division. Then he moved up to 147, beat Jeff Horn for the title by destroying Jeff Horn, who gave Pacquiao a tough fight, even though I thought Pacquiao won. A lot of people feel like he robbed Pacquiao. I feel like Pacquiao won. But unlike Pacquiao, he destroyed Jeff Horn, and he showed why he's the pound for pound number 1 in the world. Then he went on to fight and knock out Benavidez in an impressive fashion. Then he fought Amir Khan and knocked Amir Khan down with the same punch Canelo knocked him out with in the 6th round, and it only took him 1 round while outboxing Amir Khan. And obviously Amir Khan quit in the 6th or 7th round, I believe. Now, like I said, the reason why he definitely got the number 1 spot over Lomachenko lost to Salido, so he can't be that special. Also, he ducked a Salido rematch, stating that he surpassed Salido level. He does not need a Salido fight, even though the man beat you. So it don't matter what you think. It don't matter if you higher than him on the pound for pound list at the time. Still, you got to fight the man that handed you your first L. Then he went on to move up to the 135 division while he was very dominant. However, he ducked a Pacquiao fight, stating that he does not want to make his legacy off beating an older fighter. Now, you got Pacquiao. He fought Broner, which is a tough fight, way bigger than Lomachenko. Then, now he fighting Keith Thurman. Way more dangerous fight than the Lomachenko fight for Pacquiao, because Keith Thurman, yes, he's not as skilled as Lomachenko, but he's definitely a big 147 pounder. He's a hard hitter. And on the other hand, Lomachenko versus Pacquiao got most of the advantages except to his age. But on the other hand, versus Keith Thurman is the bigger fighter. He's a harder puncher at 147. He's the younger, fresher fighter. So Lomachenko also ducked that action. So you cannot crown him number 1, especially when Terence Crawford is more dominant. And he challenged Lomachenko if he wanted the number 1 spot. He told him, I'll fight you at a catchweight at 137. And since Lomachenko fights at 135, he could have easily made that fight happen, but he didn't want that smoke. And his team confirmed that they will never fight Terence Crawford, because that's a suicide mission. And Lomachenko, out of his own mouth, he stated that Terence Crawford is the best pound for pound fighter in the world. However, you could place Lomachenko in the number 2 spot. The number 3 spot, they got Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez just came off a victory versus Jacob. Really his first big fight that wasn't any controversy in it. You know, when he beat Golovkin, people felt like Golovkin won. Me personally, I thought the first fight was a draw. The second went to Canelo. However, when he did fight Lara, people felt like he lost that fight. And then obviously Floyd Mayweather dismantled Canelo Alvarez. But placing him at number 3 is not a big deal. But if you disagree, then it's fine. But till Canelo Alvarez fight the likes of Andrade and Jacob, we will never know. And easily either one of them could hop on the top 5 pound for pound when they do get that name fight. And I'm referring to Jacob and Andrade. But Andrade and Jacob are missing that name that will put them on that pedestal. And we already know Jacob knocked out J-Rock Williams in an impressive fashion. And J-Rock Williams now is the unified champion at 154. So that really looked great on his resume. Now moving on, number 4 is Usyk. And, you know, I don't disagree with that. You know, he's a good fighter. Was the undisputed champion at the cruiserweight division. Now he's moving up to heavyweight, so we'll see how good he looks. Number 5, he got Inoue, which he's a great fighter. I don't feel like he's a hype job like Roman Gonzalez was, and Roman Gonzalez got exposed. So Inoue, you know, he a great fighter in my opinion. So definitely he earns the number 5 spot. However, I will replace him with Errol Spence at that spot, due to the fact that Errol Spence been dominant his whole career, beating fighters like Kell Brook and Mikey Garcia with ease, and he got a good resume as well. And Errol Spence is definitely a top 3 pound for pound fighter potential, and he got the name fights he need in his division, which is the likes of Terence Crawford, Sean Porter, and Keith Thurman. If he's able to fight all them guys and actually beat them guys, arguably he could be the number 1 pound for pound as soon as he actually get the fights, if he's able to pull off them wins. Now the 6th spot is for Deontay Wilder, as he earned it. He beat Ortiz, who was the boogeyman. He knocked him out, almost knocked out Fury if the referee didn't give him extra count. Now he fighting Ortiz for the 2nd time. Had an impressive knockout versus Brazil. Anthony Joshua was scared to death from Wilder, ducking him left and right. So Deontay Wilder definitely earned the number 6 spot. Now the number 7 spot is for Errol Spence. Like I said, he should be higher on the list. But let's move on, because I have Errol Spence as number 5 at least. Number 8, Mikey Garcia. We'll see how he does versus Danny Garcia. He could definitely make a case for him if he actually win that fight. But his loss to Errol Spence put a lot of bad taste in people's mouth. So till he actually gets a couple wins under his resume for now, till then he stays in the 8th spot. Now the 9th spot is given to Manny Pacquiao. I guess for his resume, he has the deepest resume, but he is older. So if he actually beats Keith Thurman now, we could move Manny Pacquiao up, you know what I'm saying? But we'll see. That's a tough task at hand. And then the number 10 spot is Estrada, which I'm not too sure on that. You know, I feel like maybe Tyson Fury should have had the number 10 spot, especially he fights on ESPN. But the fact he's fighting somebody who's ranked number 63 does not help his case. So the fact he looked good versus Deontay Wilder and actually got up in the 10th round, or the 12th round I should say, still he acting like he came off a knockout loss the way he having a tune-up with a fighter that's not even ranked. That's why probably Andre Ward didn't put him on the top 10. But I will put Tyson Fury on the top 10th spot, because he did beat Klitschko, and he did what Anthony Joshua was scared to do, which is get in a ring with Deontay Wilder, and he got a draw out of it. So, you know, he definitely deserved that spot. But the only bad thing about Tyson Fury is that he got tested for PEDs, tested positive, I should say, after the Klitschko win. And that's why he did all them drugs and he started drugging. And also the fact that Tyson Fury doesn't fight top competition, only every now and then, you know. And he haven't fought a guy who's really ranked other than Deontay Wilder since forever. Like, what, we got to go back to like 2015. But we can't ignore the fact that he came off drugging and stuff like that. But like I said, that was due to him failing PED test too. You know, we cannot sleep on that. But if we say that, Canelo Alvarez got tested positive as well. So, you know, since they already put Canelo on the list, like I said, just to keep it consistent, why not put Tyson Fury on the number 10 spot? But definitely got to give some honorable mentions to fighters that could crack the top 10 pound for pound real soon. And that's Andre, Charlo, Regis Prograis, if he's able to win the tournament, Kovalev, since he bounced back from a loss. And we cannot disgrace this list by putting Golovkin up there, so we definitely ain't giving no honorable mention to the biggest cherry picker and the biggest hype job in boxing for this whole decade, which is Golovkin. So I'm glad he not on the list or nowhere near it, because he don't deserve that spot at all, because he's ducking the likes of Andre, turned down that fight. The WBC mandated him to fight Charlo, turned down that fight, so he don't want no smoke, and instead he fought fighters, and he stays cherry picking, and he fought Steve, an unheard of fighter that never went even 12 rounds before. So I'm glad that he's nowhere near the list. But like I always say, subscribe below if you're trying to get smart about him, and if you're trying to get dumb about a second, don't, and listen to these casual ass fans. Now, Andre Ward list is pretty good, I should say. One of the best pound for pound lists I've seen in a while. I just feel like Errol Spence should be higher on the list, and Tyson Fury should be on the list. And we could give Ruiz honorable mention as well, if he's able to beat Anthony Joshua a second time, and maybe if he get a couple wins under his belt, like beating the likes of Luis Ortiz, if he's able to. That's a huge win. Or even a Dillian White, and definitely a Deontay Wilder. If he's able to pull that off, then he cracks the top 5. So we'll see. Like I said, subscribe below. You can also subscribe to my channel on Aki TV. Like I always say, you know, on the comment box below, drop y'all top 10 pound for pound. If y'all agree or disagree with Andre Ward, I personally feel like it's a good list. And peace. We outie.